got a treat for you today. I've got a real example of a reliability business case submitted to me by a subscriber. His name's Ken. Thank you, Ken, for taking the time to do this and for a little personal risk of having me evaluate this analysis as if I am your supervisor, boss, or owner, and in this case, the owner of an apartment complex. There are 22 HVAC units, heating, ventilation, air conditioning units at this apartment complex. They're increasing in age. The maintenance costs are going up, utility costs are going up, and there's a suspected linkage between occupancy at the apartment complex due to the HVAC performance, okay? So this is Joe Kuhn of Lean Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you know you should be doing and the reality that you live in every day. Hey, first of all, status update on my book. I've got 13 reviews on Amazon from viewers around the world, averaging a 5-star rating. All 13 gave me a 5-star rating, so I'm very humbled with that and glad it's making an impact in their lives. I just passed 200 sold in 2 months. There's a link below to look at that book. It's called Zero to Hero, How to Jumpstart Your Reliability Journey, given today's business challenges. So how do you do it with the challenges that you're faced at your plant every day? As a promotion, the first 2 persons from the United States or Canada who go to my website, link below, and email me, their address so I can mail it to them, I'll give them a free book, including shipping. Now, they're free because it's cheap to mail a book to the U.S. and Canada for me. For the first 2 international viewers, you pay the shipping and I'll provide the free book. I'll take it there. I won't charge anything for labor. Free book, you just pay the shipping. Again, go to my website, send me your address. I'll check out with the U.S. Postal Service what it's going to cost to get there. And then you can go on my website and pay. So I'll say, hey, it's going to cost $30 to ship it to Pakistan. That was 1 cent this week. Send it to Pakistan. It costs $25. You deposit $25 inside my PayPal, and once I see it's there, I'll send that book off. So I am not making any money on this, but I'm really wanting to get the word out there. So hey, background on this business case: 22 apartment complexes, 22 rooms, 60% occupancy rate. The owner is spending more and more on HVAC records, but there's bad HVAC repairs, but there's bad records. There's only totals, no unit by unit details. The current HVAC average age of all the 22 of these units is actually 22 years. So 22 years old is the average. Industry average for HVAC, the life is around 10 to 15 years, depending on circumstances, how much they're used, how you maintain them. Ken actually hired a HVAC specialist to come in, and this specialist said he recommended replacing the total unit every 5 to 8 years. So forget about the 10 to 15 year average industry life. Change them out every 5 to 8. That's special. Some rough data suggests I guess it's just hearsay, that the air handler has a shorter life than the condenser on these HVAC units. The HVAC specialist also took a look at every one of these units for age, proper setup, proper maintenance, and they found big issues with the maintenance. With the air filters weren't being changed, return air ducts were blocked, dirty. The coils outside and inside on the AC unit were not chemically cleaned and couldn't tell when they were last done. And also the return air duct wasn't even the right size in several applications, and this specialist gave an estimate of $44,000 to fix them all. So just a rough calculation, $44,000 for 22 units, that's $2,000 per unit. That sounds pretty darn high. for the small units that goes in these units. So the recommendation, hey, this was a 5-page report plus an Excel worksheet with a lot of detail in it, 5 tabs down at the bottom. So I'm going to summarize those 13 actions into just 4 for brevity. You basically, number 1, management to take over basic maintenance on a schedule. The air filter replacement, the chemical cleaning, all those kind of things, the basic maintenance. You just can't risk having novices do that when it's such an important task. Number 2, make all corrections needed for the return airflow to make sure it's the proper size so you're not starving the unit. It's installed right. Strive for good, not perfect. That's maybe what this specialist was, designing it. So, let's make this perfect. Now, sometimes good is, maybe you can make a $100 repair instead of a $2,000 repair and get 90% of the benefit, right? Number 3 is educate the tenants. Hey, you can't have furniture blocking the return air vent. Educate them on efficient operation of AC unit, like where's the best target setting for the temperature in your climate. They can also become your eyes and ears for maintenance problems. So that's good TPM type stuff. And the 4th recommendation was to replace the units every 14 years on a schedule. So how do you like this? Every 14 years on a schedule, educate the tenants, make the install corrections that the specialist found, and then management take over maintenance. Not too bad of stuff, but hey, I've got some challenges to this presentation. Ken's done talking to me now. I said, hey, number 1, I've got 5 things here. It's a massive assumption to me that the HVAC costs increases are resulting in low occupancy. The IRR report, just the financial analysis, just said, hey, you have better HVACs units, better reliability, lower cost with those. You're going to increase your occupancy. I'm not there. There's no data to support that. There's no firsthand observation. Don't have any examples. I challenge that assumption that if you spend, $50,000 on HVAC units, your occupancy is going to go from 65 to 95%. I don't believe it at all. Number 2, the HVAC specialist said to replace these things every 5 to 8 years and $2,000 a piece to fix the setup. That person's crazy. Get another contractor. Number 3, replace the units at 14 years of life. Planned. If their average life is 14 years, that means you're giving away half the life. Average is an average. You're losing a lot of life there, folks. Typically, a homeowner, take me for instance, you have a run to failure strategy on HVAC suits. Do the maintenance, but you don't preventively, in a planned way, replace them. Most people don't do that. I don't know anybody that does that. Other than preventing a bubble of spending, hey, you got 22 units, you don't want to have to replace all 22 of them in 1 year. Very unlikely that would happen. But you'd want to know of a bubble coming. If a whole bunch of them are approaching 30 years, you may want to do some preventative work there. This is a time-based strategy. Changing a unit out every 14 years is time-based. Folks, that's old maintenance thinking. Condition monitoring. And there's conditions you can monitor. You can monitor electricity costs going up. You can monitor repairs that you're needing to make to the same unit. So, hey, that's non-traditional things to monitor, but it's better than just changing it out because it's 14 years old. The air handler has a shorter life than the compressors. Just gut feel on that, some indication of that. This is the opposite of conventional thinking. Hey, I've had a lot of air conditioners in my life. The compressor is always what fails. Something's wrong there. It's an indication of poor maintenance practices, and so you get more data for poor maintenance practices. Number 4 challenge I have is the IRR analysis that says your occupancy rate's going to go up with, better air conditioners and heaters. That's a huge leap of faith. I'm not there. Number 5, HVAC units lose efficiency over time. There was a discussion in the summary around electrical costs are going up month over month for tenants, and they are moving out because of cost, increasing cost to live there. Maintenance costs go up, or electricity cost will go up over time if you don't do the maintenance. If you do the maintenance, that should be pretty flatlined over 20, 25 years. Now, you got permanently sealed bearings on the fans. There's not much to go wrong if you clean the burner units, you lubricate the fan, or replace if it's permanently sealed, you don't lubricate it. But that's not a good assumption that your electrical costs go up over time just because of age. There's a big assumption in there when you read the best practice. It says if you don't do maintenance on it, your electrical cost can go up 5% a year if you don't do the maintenance. So those are my challenges to the plan, the analysis, and my recommendation, since you asked. New equipment. I hate when people ask for new equipment because they've done poor job of installing the old stuff and poor maintenance practices. New equipment is never the solution. If you didn't take care of your old equipment, why would I expect you to take care of the new equipment? Let's get our stuff in order first. Have management take over, whether it's a contractor or whatever, take over the basic maintenance. The cleaning of the coils, the changing of the filters, I like that. That's in everybody's best interest. Hire a contractor and get some bids to make the install changes for the return air sizing. Educate the tenants. Love this. Set points, airflows, filters. They can be your eyes and ears to problems. So that's the same recommendation that was given above. So I like that one. And the rest of them are different. Get data on the tenant's frustration. Go and see. This is a go and see. Why are they leaving? Send a satisfaction survey to all 22 tenants and ask them, several questions about their quality of their experience and see if they mention HVAC. Don't come out and say, do you like your HVAC? Do you want a new one? Don't do that. But come up with a survey to find out where they are and if that's a frustration of theirs when it's not prompted. Also, conduct exit interviews of all tenants. You can even go back in time to the last 50 people that left, find out why they left. Call them up. Find out why they left. Give them a $25 gift certificate for filling out a survey or for talking to you on the phone. Find out if that's the reason, because that's what this whole analysis was done based on. HVAC costs are causing people to leave. That's your occupancy issue. Get some data on that. Go and see. Benchmark. Number 3. What are typical occupancy rates in similar apartment complexes? Is 60% normal in your area for your price range? I don't know. Find somebody that's at 90% occupancy and see what they're doing different. I can't believe it's HVAC. I can't believe that. Number 4, record keeping. Keep an inventory, start from where you are now, logging the equipment, the age, other actions you take by unit. Ensure I, the new owner, can see a bubble of new units coming at me. So, hey, if 10 units at 30 years, I probably need to start replacing some of those as they get, out into the tails of the distribution. But don't change them at the average of 14. Track monthly spend by unit and the total. I understand there's a total HVAC cost, so why can't we, if we can go back in time, say the last 5 years, and say what our total HVAC cost, we can see it coming up. With these maintenance practices, can we see it going down? Okay, number 5. I do not recommend time-based new installations at this time. Monitor the failure data, be aware of a bubble, but I can't recommend just going in and I don't support that, just replacing them. Regardless if the average age is 22 or not, we got some units in there that are much older than that. Number 6, folks, this is a pet peeve of mine, but never just give me one solution. Give me the do nothing option. Do an analysis based on the do nothing option. Number 7, I've already alluded to this, is never provide a capital solution. If you're not taking care of your existing assets, don't tell me to buy new stuff. If you got an old a car that you haven't taken care of, you didn't change the oil, you didn't maintain it, didn't rotate the tires, and windshield's cracked, and you ran it off in the ditch 100 times, don't ask me for a new car. You don't have any credibility. Establish credibility first by taking care of your assets. Folks, 2 themes here. Number 1, assumptions are replacing understanding of current state. Too many assumptions here. We're assuming that the HVAC issues and increasing electrical costs are affecting occupancy. We don't have any data on either one of those. It's an assumption. And you're asking me to spend a lot of money on an assumption. Sorry. Number 2, planned replacement of assets is not always the right call. We're programmed planned maintenance is better than unplanned maintenance. Hey, on an HVAC unit, the failure is not costly. You don't have air conditioning. Heck, my parents didn't have air conditioning when I was born. That's not the end of the world. Nobody dies. So the event, the failure, doesn't cause any big damage. Replacement is standardized. They're putting in an air conditioner, HVAC unit, right where the other one was. They usually have one on the shelf. You can ask your vendor to keep 2 of them on the shelf for you. So it's very standardized, very simple replacement. Often within 24 hours, they can have that done. And it's not it's not really unplanned work because they know exactly how to do it. The timing is unplanned. So in this case, just like I do at my home, unplanned is probably the right strategy for HVAC replacement at this apartment complex, with the asterisk by, hey, if I have a huge bubble of 10 of them coming at me at one time, I may go after 1 or 2 of those. But don't always assume planned replacement is the right call, okay? Hey, folks, begin your journey. This isn't that hard. I think Ken, really, this is great to have a real example. But if I can give you pointers and advice, please reach out to me. You got a lot of contacts below. You got my email. You got my website. You can respond in the comments on YouTube and on LinkedIn. I respond to every comment. So look forward to hearing from you. Give me a like or a subscribe here. Thanks.